REMARKETER, empowering realtors.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me today. I do apologize for the late beginning to our session. The reason is because unfortunately today we're running into some difficulties, some technical difficulties with the third party that's providing our pre-construction projects feed. That was supposed to be the topic of my discussion today. Unfortunately, we tried to reach them right now to see if we can rectify the problem. We haven't been able to rectify the problem yet. So therefore, there's going to be some hiccups during our presentation today. So I do apologize in advance, but I'll try my best. Okay. I try my best to be able to explain to you how things are going to work. All right. So another thing that I'd really want to be able to do today is that if I can get some feedback from you guys in terms of pre-construction projects management, because we're making some big changes into the pre-construction projects management. And it would be interesting to know, I mean, it would be a great time right now since we're launching the new version in order to apply some feedback into this section. Now, pre-construction projects have changed a lot in terms of the way that the builders approach realtors for marketing their property, the regulation about marketing such property, as well as the market itself. So these are several different things that need to be addressed over time, and have created some shifts in terms of what the way that the promotion of this sector of the market would look like. Now, the first thing that we've implemented is basically we have separated the pre-construction listing management from the listing management. So previously we had the listing management where you were able to add pre-construction projects on the third tab right here. So you were able to add MLS listings as well as non-MLS listings. Here, the third tab here was to create new developments. So this is basically treating pre-construction projects the same way that resale projects are basically categorized and created. Now, technically speaking, the problem here is that the kind of fields that we're using for non-MLS or resale properties pretty much is very different from the type of information that we usually record for pre-construction projects. For example, one of the things that we need to see here is the list price, for example. So the list price for a resale property is set. So let's say a property is $800,000 to sell. So that's the resale property's price, for example. Taxes, condo fees, for example, it's known and it should be published here. We have things like the property type is again a specific property type, while in a pre-construction project these would be different. It's not a list price anymore, it's a range of prices. So basically in a pre-construction project, instead of having one set price, we have a range of prices. So $400,000 and up, $400,000 up to $1 million. So it's a range of prices depending on the unit or the different types of properties that will be available in that project. So if it's a condo building, you have penthouses that are priced very differently. You have properties on the lower levels that are priced differently. You have optional additions like lockers and parkings and stuff that would again change the prices. You have exposures. You have the size of the unit. All of those would differ. In other developments, such as developments where you have detached properties and semi-detached properties and townhouses, for instance, the type of the property would be different. So again, pricing would be a range of prices rather than just one specific price. And then once you go to sign a contract, that's when you would be able to see the specific price for the specific unit that you choose to purchase, for example. Things like taxes might not even be known at the time of listing a pre-construction project, or even condo fees. So these are things that might be announced in a future date. Or again, it could be a range of fees that would be applied here. The type could be different. It could be apartment units. It could be detached or semi-detached, or a mixture of these in a specific project. So again, the type of the project would be very different here, so on and so forth. So technically speaking, the type of information that would be recorded for a pre-construction project would be, or a new development would be, very different from what a resale property would look like. And therefore, we had to kind of try to fit into each other the same, or transition the data from the type that would be required for a new development into what would be required for a non-MLS resale property, or an MLS resale property. So that's why we decided that we're going to change the management console and add a pre-construction listing manager. So this is going to be a completely separate tool going forward. Now, over here, it allows us to have a completely different data set that we can build for pre-construction projects, that would enable us to approach and basically record the correct system of information for a pre-construction project here. Now, the details for a pre-construction project would consist of a project name and a building type. Now, the building type, as I mentioned, could be very different. So it could be a condo, it could be single-family homes, it could be townhomes, it could be towns and singles, it could be condos and towns, it could be high-rise condo, it could be mid-rise condo, it could be commercial development as well. So these are the types of properties that we have built into the system, where you can select from and decide what kind of project is it that we're going to create. So the building types are very different from what a resale property would look like. If it's a condo apartment, or if it's a detached property, or a semi-detached property, or freehold, etc. So those are very different from what we have here. Now, the next section, which is not even available for a resale property, would be the status of the pre-construction project. So we have different options. We have pre-launch, so that's where the status of the property is. So the project is designed and on paper, but they haven't really launched. The builder hasn't really launched the project yet. We've got platinum launch. So these are the jargon that are usually used by builders for promoting their projects. We've got a VIP launch, for instance. So that's where only the VIP clients are allowed to take a look and to choose and decide. And then we've got selling now, which is basically a phase where the project is open to public for sale. Then we've got limited time incentives. So that's a phase where there would be incentives available for sales of units in the project. Then we've got launching soon. So that's even before pre-launch, basically, where you just have the project available and the status is that it's not launched yet and it's like a coming soon into market for a resale property. You might have launching soon available here. After that, we've got under construction. So that's when a pre-construction, basically a new development is under construction. They have pretty much broken ground and started the project, the building of the project. And finally, we have move-in ready. So this is where a new development is finally ready to be moved in. And, there still could be sales happening at this stage of it being move-in ready. So that allows us to choose what the status of the project would look like. After that, we have the address of the project. So another thing that could be a little bit different is that sometimes the project might not have a unique address. It could be a lot, it could be a development site, it could be a newly assigned subdivision. So there could be many different occasions where you wouldn't have a specific address for the project, and therefore the address field here is a little bit different as well. It allows you to add in approximate addresses. For instance, you can put in an intersection instead of the address, for example, or you can just pretty much do. If you have the address available, you can add the address in there. So basically, the system is going to take in any type of an address here to allow you to display the project properly on the map. After that, we've got price dates. As you can see, we've got price range instead of a set price, the condo fees, the completion date. So these are the things that you can announce, or you can even mention, approximate things like spring of 2028, for example. So these are the kind of things that you can add in these fields. So it's very different from a resale property that will be available to sell immediately, and you wouldn't even have a completion date set of information available for it. After that, we've got the developer, the unit size range. Again, as you can see, it's a range for unit sizes, the total number of units, and you can also have a virtual tour there. Apart from the description where you have a text description, you also have the ability to create multimedia description here. So you can add pictures and text and format the text accordingly. The kind of information that's usually posted for new developments and pre-construction projects is again different. So for a resale property, is pictures and a description, but for pre-construction projects is more of tables and various information and promotional content. So it's not as structured as resale property, and it's a lot more fluid in that sense. And you're able to provide a lot more content in terms of making it a promotional, like a presentation. Sorry about that. Like a presentation for the system. So you're going to be able to add pictures, you can add tables, you can add content side by side, and build the content in the body of the project that is going to look a lot more promotional. Things like incentives, payment structure, rendered pictures of the community, of the unit, etc. You might want to add them into the body of the pre-construction project that you're adding here, the new development project that you're adding here, to give it more presence and to give it more of a hype when you want to promote the project. So it's a lot more colorful and vibrant than what a resale project might look like. You can even add virtual tours. So if they're like video presentations available. Give me a second, please. Sorry about that. Okay. So these are the kind of content that you'd be able to add, and you're also able to add pictures to the pre-construction project. Obviously, these are dummy pictures, and you'd have your pictures available and sent. Just haywire here. Okay. So this is what we have available under pre-construction listing manager. Now, I would like to also show you a little glimpse of what's to come in our new platform. So basically, this is the new REMARKETER platform, and the pre-construction projects, as you can see, is also managed separately under the pre-construction tab down the road. So this is what we've done, and we've separated the two going forward. Now, there are essentially three ways that you can add pre-construction projects to your system. So one would be a manual pre-construction projects adding, which is basically what we just took a look at. So this is our pre-construction projects. Add new function. The second option is that when your brokerage adds pre-construction projects for you, so that would be available in a list here that you can just simply select to promote. So your brokerage pre-construction projects would only work if your brokerage also has REMARKETER implemented as their brokerage system. And the third way to promote pre-construction projects is by the use of the third-party provider that I was talking about this morning. So basically, we're working with Buildify in order to provide pre-construction projects in a form of a feed. Unfortunately, this is not working. Let me just refresh a little bit and see if it starts working. It might take a little time for it to load as well. But basically what that is that it's available in a form of a feed. Let me check that. Okay, so I can see it in the front end. The back end might still have some work to do, but over here, you can see the pre-construction search added to the website, and available in the form of a feed, which you can pan and search and look for different projects. So for example, if I'm looking at projects in Etobicoke area, we've got these properties, these projects that have been loaded there. So each one of them would have a landing page that's already available with their pictures and information, and the contact form where people can get in touch with you. So all that information is already put in there. The deposit structure is there, the completion is there, the development levies, all of these information is provided and available in this list. So you would be able to promote these listings as well as the capability for having pre-construction search available on your website as a tool for gaining more traction with the potential buyers and sellers here. So this is another project here. It's called 110. Again, you can see that you've got the same vibrant look that's available on this landing page. We've got all the structure here. You can see that the price, for instance, is a price range. We've got information like parking prices and deposits and the deposit structure, and all of that information is provided there, as well as an approximate location on the map. All right, now the question may arise, if you don't have these pre-construction search, how you can add the pre-construction search to your website. So I'll quickly show you how you can add that. Now, before doing so, the pre-con search in the back end here, which is not working right now, we'll get it to work soon, hopefully, is the same thing, but with the ability for you to quickly find a project and email it out to a client or to a set of clients. So you can quickly send out emails that look pretty much the same, identical as this body section of the project here, in the form of an HTML email to a client or a group of clients. So that's basically the capability that you would have over here. You don't have the ability to add these pre-construction projects as manual pre-construction projects to your system. So you can't add from this feed over to your pre-construction listing manager. The reason for that is because this is a third-party provided feed, and we would like to keep the integrity within the third-party feed. You're still able to market them, but you don't need to promote them as such. If you need to market a specific one using the feed, it's pretty easy. This project by its own has a URL that can easily be used for promotional matters as well. So you can easily use this URL as a landing page if you're promoting this project on the web, on social media, for example. However, if you simply want to email it out to clients, you can certainly use this tool down here, which is hopefully going to be back up and running by a little bit later today. Now, adding the pre-con search to your website over here is also pretty easy. The only thing is that you need to be a Lead Master Package subscriber in order to be able to add your pre-construction project search to your website. For that, you would need to go to website design and website configurations. Under there, you're going to be able to go to your main menu. And in the main menu, you would be able to find within the list a pre-con search, which you can just simply add to your menu, and it'll add the page to your website. And you'd be able to use pre-con search on your website. So this would be a good added value to your website, where you can drive traffic to your website and promote the fact that people can search and find readily available pre-construction projects on your website without you having to really do any work into this. This is automatically updated and kept up to date for you on your website through the feed that's provided by Buildify. So Buildify are doing a great job in keeping this up to date. Note that is not all of the pre-construction projects. Pre-construction projects that have exclusive sales do not appear in this feed for obvious reason, because even if someone were to ask you to find an allocation for them in a project, you wouldn't be able to do so because the sales is private and through the builder with their designated sales team only, and therefore it's not worth your time. However, the projects that do work with realtors for promotion and sales of their projects are going to be available here in that feed, and they're expanding across Canada as well. Obviously, they started in the GTA, where we have most of such projects available, and then I believe that they've already expanded into British Columbia and Alberta, and they're expanding their network accordingly. So this is basically a tool that is through collaboration available to you in REMARKETER to give you an edge with a marketing capacity. All right, so this is what I wanted you to see, and let me just quickly answer the question. So Pete is with us. Thank you for joining us, Pete. And I'll show you how you can add the link. So basically, if you're a Lead Master package subscriber, all you need to do is to click Load Default, and it will load the default menu items based on all the features and capabilities of the Lead Master package subscriber, including this thing. Otherwise, if you have made changes to your menu and you want to keep that intact and you just simply want to add this item, all you need to do is to find the proper. So let's go ahead and remove this. So I'm just going to remove the pre-con search for now. So let's say you don't have it. So you find it in the left pane right here. You just click plus, and it adds the pre-con search to the bottom. Now you can move it to wherever you want to have it. So let's say I want to place it after market reports. So if I go to the website, we've got the market reports after this, for example, or you want to place it just before listings or even under listings. So you can bring it down and pull it to the right so that it goes one level in, so it is now under listings. So I'm going to save this now. And if I go back to the website, the pre-con search is now moved under listings. So all you need to do is to click on the plus, and it'll add it to the right, and then just place it where you wish for it to appear on your website. So that's all you would need to do. There's also another thing that you can add now that we mentioned that, and that is a pre-construction feed on your homepage. So that would be under homepage, and here you have pre-construction plugin. So you can also add the pre-construction plugin by just simply clicking add and then selecting where you want it to be located. So in this case, it's right after new developments and just before the call to action. So it's right before the call to actions and after the manually added pre-construction projects there. Now, the pre-construction projects feed is something that is the featured feed, basically, is something that's managed by Buildify. So you cannot specifically select what property is featured here. They are going to select the featured properties there. But what they're doing is that they're trying to feature the most recent and most sought after projects in their featured properties feed. So this is going to update automatically as they make it available. But for you to just have it on your website is very easy. Just go to the homepage section and add it to your homepage sections right here. So I hope that answered your question. Again, we're very eager at this stage because we want to prepare for the launch of REMARKETER 4, which is our new version of REMARKETER. I gave you a little glimpse of it earlier today. We're very eager to hear your feedback. So if you have any feedback in terms of pre-construction projects, as well as anything else that you feel that would work better if it were designed differently, please write to us at service@remarketer.ca. Mention in the subject line that this is a suggestion or a feedback for the platform. And I would very eagerly be looking at it, and we'll get in touch with you to know more about what your opinion is. And we really, really appreciate that input so that we can make this launch an even better improvement over what we've had over the past years. Perfect. So this is where I'm going to stop. There aren't any further questions. I hope things have been clear. I tried my best to steer away from things that were working. I do apologize again. Things like that happen when you do have live presentations, sometimes things go wrong at the wrong time. So it does happen from time to time, but we make sure that things are back up and running smoothly pretty short. All right. I'll leave you with that. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and week, and we'll be in touch again pretty soon. Goodbye.